Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Camerae, and I'm back with another Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review with Courageous.
In the building, as usual. Let's get into this episode. I have a lot to say.
Woo! So we are here to cover season 9, episode number 5. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to our channels. Hit up all the links in the description box, like, share, all of that, and comment what you thought about this week's episode. You ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah. All right. So this week seemed like they wanted to get it together and give us a full disclaimer. Due to COVID-19, we have done the confessionals from the house. So where was this at last week?
It was on there last week.
Did they say it though? Did they stop?
I didn't hear them say it because, usually I miss like the first 30 minutes of the show. We talking about Love and Hip Hop for those people who are joining my live right now. But I feel like they are saying it way too much. Every commercial break, they come back and they post it on the screen like, baby girl, you're taking up screen time right now. We need to see what's going on.
They really want to drive home the point because people went in on them last week about them Android-looking confessionals. So they probably want to drive in the point that we're only doing this to take safety precautions and safety measures. But I don't feel like it was vocalized last week. Like how they stopped and had Rasheeda and Kirk do a special little drop.
I actually think last week Sierra did it. I wanted to say, because when I cut it on, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a everyday, not every day, but every show kind of thing where they probably have one person like throw that out there at the beginning or whatever. But it's good that they doing that, but can we keep it to a minimum?
Well, there you go. That's probably why I wasn't tracking it, because Sierra did it. Okay, Sierra, listen, Sierra with these, she could be feared for her life, and she would have the same look in her eyes. I don't understand how you are on a camera, she be snatched, face be beat, but there's nothing happening here. There's nothing happening.
I don't feel it either. There's nothing happening here either, or with the mouth and the pronunciation of the words. Like, sis, I don't care what accent you got, where you come from. You are a public figure. I need you to go home and get hooked on phonics and practice these words, because it is unacceptable.
Yeah, unacceptable.
Unacceptable. I'm speaking her language, because that's a problem. Why are you on national TV like this?
It's a mixture of Southern slang, Atlanta slang, ratchet slang, didn't finish a couple grades slang. It's something missing in there. But we got to work with what we got to work
with. Missing.
Whatever. We are celebrating 20 years, and myself and the rest of Black Twitter just felt like, you guys are acting like everything was all hunky-dory, and we seen him in his whole tenure on Love and Hip Hop. If we were to do just a plain old Kirk flashback, all too soon would we see the mess. What you got to say?
How long ago was that, though?
Girl, his mess was happening last season, and the season before that, and the season before that.
We talking about the mistakes and stuff that happened with him having a baby and everything, right?
Yes.
That happened long ago. We've accepted it. I feel like as long as Rasheeda accepted it, we should just go ahead and move forward with that.
It's one thing if you go through some stuff, it humbles you. You come in all different now, and y'all acknowledge that in y'all story as a part of y'all thing. But, Rasheeda and Kirk be acting like they so strong, like they have withstood the test of times. And it's like, no, Rasheeda took you back and it decided to do that against the advice of everyone out in the world, okay? Because even though it meant public scrutiny and judgment and all that, Rasheeda still took him on back. And
so what he's supposed to do? He's supposed to live in that portion of his life while she keep moving forward. We all supposed to stay there with Kurt while she moving forward.
I think it's just too fresh. Like we was just dealing with Jasmine last season or the season before that. I feel what you're saying because I'm all for second chances. I'm all for growth and moving on. But I think every time I see Kirk on the screen, I just be like,
and that's the thing. I'm not for second chances. I don't play that.
Oh.
Well, I haven't grown enough to do second chances yet. I rarely do second chances. It has to be a strong reason why I'm still communicating or talking with you or whatever. Because after that, after the first one, you're gone. It don't need no sense for me to do it again.
I just think the level, like how much they keep throwing on it, everybody's paying like reverence to the Frost and how like their relationship goals. And I'm just like, but can we just be real for like 2 seconds? We had a whole lot of going on.
Well, it's reality TV, so that's gonna be the furthest thing from being real. However, just also remember that during the show, like the show isn't necessarily keeping up with them per se. Because, when the season is off, they've already worked through this, they're already going through this. They probably move further ahead than what is even like right here for the sake of the show. You feel me?
That's no problem. Because them two, if not anyone else, those two, they are veterans in the game. Okay. They've probably been there since season 1. So that's about 9 years to get it right and get it together. And I feel like they should know how to play the game by now. And the fact that they don't is beyond me. Okay, Rasheeda talking about, yeah, we've been together 20 years, 2 kids, 7 kids, or 2 kids together, 7 kids total. I'm just like, if 1 + 2 is 3, something is not adding up here. Y'all been together 20 years. It's a total of 7 kids, but only 2 of those kids are yours. So you see what I'm saying? I mean,
I feel you. I'm still on my side of it's been handled. Like I said, I don't agree with second chances just yet and everything. But if they feel like it's been handled and you know what I'm saying, they're moving forward, I feel like we should move forward with the show.
You're right. As a person in a relationship, I'm fully with you on what you're saying. Fully with you.
I'm single.
Kirk. All right. Okay, so they're celebrating the 20 years, right? All jokes aside, it's great to be married that long, right? But we see Rasheeda is getting together this ski trip, and I'm thinking, where in Georgia is y'all headed to go skiing at?
Rasheeda is always the one with a master plan. If you know how they be having those memes that say, I know one thing, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
With Rasheeda is, I know one thing, we gonna take a trip.
Yeah. So
we go somewhere.
Just to, they decide to go on this trip. They go out ski shopping. We got Spice, we got Mimi, we got Karlie going, we got Sierra going, we got Bambi going. And I think that's it. Just for Rasheeda to pop up and say it's too much going on, so she can't go. Even though, her son is dealing with these charges with the cops, very serious type of thing. What do you think? If Sierra went,
yeah, with that one, I feel like she stayed because of Kurt. And in that situation, I feel like since Rasheeda's the one who planned the trip, like it was already her obligation to because usually she uses the trips to do bonding moments with the girls and stuff and get them to come to their senses just a teeny bit about whatever they beefing about and stuff like that. So I feel like as the main host and like you said, the ringleader of this particular thing, she should have kept her obligation and went.
Yeah.
But it is crazy how you have Sierra who is about to go to jail herself, possibly, and you dealing with adults and stuff come and fight your kids and all of that. And if she going on a ski trip, I feel like, she could have went.
Because Sierra's child is school age. So can we just talk about, Sierra's child don't look like she didn't back down to any fights and probably gets in the ring with the best of them with her mouth and with the teachers. I'm not judging. I just know kids these ages, they got a whole lot to say nowadays. Okay. So the fact that she gets into this fight and then the mom hops in, I had so many questions. First of all, who in the school let the mama just come through the school like that, all into the bathroom?
And they said that the daughter, the mom, I don't know like what we can call them, but the mom and the daughter, I guess. They said the daughter helped the mama come to the school. And like you said, I know at my high school is made of mostly windows and everything. We could see outside, we could see inside, we could see in your classroom. You ain't getting on our campus without passing up the office.
You're not gonna just walk through without a visitor's pass and nobody even knowing that you on campus.
Did she pretend she was gonna have a teacher conference?
And then another on what type of clientele is going to this school, and then as a local celebrity, Sierra, y'all be at a different school.
I'm trying to see too, because they said that the mama stayed in Sierra's building, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously where Sierra stayed, you gotta have some coin to stay there. So I'm trying to see who the mama is, because if you have enough money to live in this house, you must be established somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that going to say about you as one, a parent, and if you are like a businesswoman or whatever, or your place of business where you work and stuff like that, what does that say about you?
Right. And the fact that you just push forward to have this fight, hop in this fight with this child, I mean, are you not afraid of like reputation? Like
the jail?
Was it just not on your mind? Or was it one of those cases where, because this is a theory too, where Sierra's daughter was bullying old girl or saying stuff to her?
I thought about that too.
Like, oh, not my child. And went up there and maybe got a little too passionate. Because I don't know. It don't say. Did Sierra's child try to mama? Did she, we just seen.
It's really difficult to kind of piece together this story because y'all live in the same building. You could have went knocked on her door and been like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You could have did that, but you chose to go to their school. And now, potentially, your daughter going to get kicked out of school because you didn't went there and act the fool. Her daughter going to get kicked out of school. You know what I'm saying?
The thing about kids that age is if the parents don't get involved from jump and show some type of, like, we're above this type of thing, like, generationally, it just keeps occurring. Like, you see the parents hop in, okay, well, fighting really must be okay. So now we going to keep doing this. Then the other kids catch wind of it. It just becomes a big thing. So my question was, what kind of school is Sierra's child going to? But like you said, you brought up that point of them living in the same building. So no.
I feel I wouldn't blame the school so much because teachers, administration, and everything only be so much involved in kids' business. Like, you don't know everything that goes on. So like you said, it could have been a bullying situation, but for a fact, the mother knew better and she still took it to school. I feel like she probably didn't want to talk to Sierra for some type of reason, because if she stays in the same building, you telling me you're going to go drive to somewhere else to get her child.
Right. But my thing is this, it's not even with the school. It's the fact that as a celebrity, do you have your child at the school with the metal detectors downtown, or is she at the elite school and this happened? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, anyway, Sierra is deciding to go on this trip anyway. We see her and Shooter, talking to the daughter looking like she can't be bothered, which most of them look like that at that age. Like they just can't be bothered with anything under the sun. But we didn't get too much of Shooter this episode because his stuff is gonna slowly start to unravel. So we can go left or right with this conversation. You want to get into Jock and Alexis, or you want to get into Shooter, Cheyenne, and KK, and them over there in your background?
So first, over there. First, can we touch on the attitude changes between Sierra and Shooter? Because the last time we seen them, both of them mainly Sierra was on 1,000, but of course Shooter reacted to that. So they were both like on 1,000, and now you kind of see them kiki and haha. And I don't know if it's because the kids are in front of each other, are in front of them, but she bought him a birthday gift. What is that? Like,
yeah, and she's also push this narrative of like the kids really want us to be back together. It would make them so happy. Meanwhile, Mason on the side, like, nah, we ain't never told you that, ma'am.
That ain't it, fam. But I'm a little confused because even in the event that like she wanted to get back together with him, whatever. This man left you hanging outside of court and you still bought him a birthday gift? I don't get that part. Like, I'm not finna reward you for nothing.
Girl.
That blew my mind.
Love and Hip Hop don't teach you nothing else. Is how to not get or keep a man. Okay? Okay?
Woo, woo.
None of these things apply. You buying him a gift, what is that telling him? I mean, now granted, it is his birthday, and I feel like, okay, a nice little cake, a nice little card.
From the daughter.
From the daughter or the son. Let's go on over here. Let's spend some time with dad. I'll be in the car.
Right. I wouldn't even take it as far as saying I'll be in the car. Like, this is from your daughter.
Yeah.
This is from your son. None of this is from me because I don't have no relation to you. We just here acting cordial and stuff, but it was highly confusing because, like I said, the last thing that they touched on was him not being there for court, and then you just show up right here with a birthday gift. But then you want to talk about the child too. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's just gearing us and getting us up and ready for some type of triangle, because if they kind of show that Sierra has like an interest to want to reignite something between them, and then he talking to Kiyomi, and then he talking to Cheyenne, then by the time reunion come around, it'll just be a big blow up, and I just feel like it's the producers that set this up.
Probably so. I've seen a lot of producer moves throughout this episode. This is one of those episodes where I feel like it's a filler, where we have drama, then we have, I'm sorry, I'm using my makeup brush as a pointer here. We have the drama, then we have this one episode where we're going to keep y'all watching and say a little bit, but not too much, and we're going to keep going, and then we got the drama in the next episode. Because you can't have drama all the time. You gotta like spread it out a little bit. So this was a filler episode. A lot of producer moves was made during this one.
Oh yes, right down to Sierra's lines, because you cannot tell me that she's speaking from the heart. Like I said, ain't nobody in between. In between the ears, it's nothing there. She's a pretty girl, super successful, and I think she's kind of young.
I don't know how old she is. All
I know is when she cries and that makeup cuts through.
I thought I had an ugly cry. Because I don't cry no more because I seen myself one time.
You don't cry no more at all?
Nah. No. But I cannot stand the way Sierra looks when she cries. It looks, I don't know. That's the only time you see the emotion, honestly. Because I feel like you can't pretend to ugly cry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I think that her face is so frigid usually that when she cries, it's just like a shock in the whole system. Like, people don't know what to do. Y'all, you seen what is it called? Inside Out? All the little people for the little emotions.
Oh,
running around. They don't know what to do.
She's crying again. Oh my gosh. I love that movie.
Ooh. All right. So we got Kirk and Rasheeda dealing with their oldest son. I guess he's the junior. So really like the oldest, like probably late 20s son. Right. And so Rasheeda has decided to stay back. The ladies are on this bus going on this ski trip, 5-hour trip. We see Shekinah's gonna be there, and we're getting a lot of foreshadowing of Bambi being sick. That looked like production. Let's just kind of throw this in here.
Producer moved from when her and Scrappy was in the bedroom, and she's, I ate that chicken, and I don't know, something just don't seem right. I don't know how to feel. What? Wait, you pregnant? That's
because you've been pregnant once, so you should know.
Exactly. Then you get on the bus. Oh, I'm throwing up. Duh, you pregnant.
So they're gonna go through the fun of the pregnancy test, and I'm sure we're gonna find out. Now, I don't think Sierra. You think Sierra is pregnant? I don't think.
It's based on the what happened in the end, because I think her last words was. Well, not her last words, but she said, if I was married, this would be a little bit easier. That says a lot, though, because her with the shooter situation, you think maybe it's like she could have been talking about her kids. Don't get me wrong. If she was talking about going to jail or something, it would have been, maybe she would have said it would have been easier. She would have been married. She would have had somebody to take care of her kids. I don't know. But that ugly cry that she had going on, child.
Them editors got to put stuff together. I will give it to them because they have come a long way. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So Alexis Sky and Jock. Jock, you know, we see him back in his salon with old girl that was nagging last season. Mm-hmm. Looks like it's thriving, doing well, and he's meeting Alexis Sky there. This is like a weird setup to me. I'm like, why are we meeting here? Why you couldn't take her out to get a drink? Or
they're gonna bring it back up. They probably gonna try to. This is like another producer move because we haven't seen Jock in the salon in a long time. Mm-hmm. And when he walked in there, they were saying, you haven't invested nothing in here in over a year. Like, we haven't talked business in over a year. What are you doing here type thing? So that's probably to go ahead and bring that one back on in the picture.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen with that.
Definitely, because, you know, now that I'm thinking about Jock's storyline, he was driving Uber. He, like, working at the radio station. Like, something is going on. Mm-hmm. I just wish that you could spot the plot moves a lot less easily. Like, I wish it was harder to be able to plot, like, spot like that, you know?
And then sometimes I wonder, is it because we're studying this that it's just so obvious, or are other people seeing it too? Because I predicted while we were tweeting with the show, I was like, okay, so they're gonna end up taking a pregnancy test altogether or whatever on the trip, and then here you go. I was like, things are getting like pretty predictable with that.
Well, the show they've been needed more writers. I mean, when you get to your 10th year in a franchise, y'all need to rotate some people out because the storylines start to be similar. When you're talking about Shooter in this love triangle, it just makes me think of Peter Gunz from Love and Hip Hop New York with Tara and Amina Butterfly, except he married him. It makes me think of Stevie J. It gives me Rich Dollars. I mean, a lot of them have like recycled type of storylines. And if I never see another real estate agent on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I mean, every girl is a real estate agent on here.
That's what Jock was dealing with that girl.
Yes,
the girl with the cheek. She looked like a damn hamster with her cheek that big.
She was a real estate agent or his manager or assistant, and that wasn't really true. I don't know. I feel like they recycle the storyline. Sometimes I feel like I believe it, but then I don't. Like, how much of this is production saying, okay, let's liquor you up. Okay, let's gear y'all up. Okay, go. Let's turn the cameras on. Let's get it. You know, so even though it's real life, y'all orchestrate a lot of the pieces to try to drive the reaction in the way that you want it to go.
And since you said that, something has popped in my head.
Come on, Pop.
How far have we strayed away from the actual hip hop part of Love and Hip Hop? Because the only thing that I see hip hop right now is the new artists trying to come in and establish themselves. As far as like the old people who producers and stuff, they might just shoot them in a studio, but we're not really hearing nothing new from them.
Love and Hip Hop, it's never been further from hip hop. The hippiest and hoppiest of the franchise is the music, and that is it.
I feel like, yeah.
Then I say hip hop, it's like hip hop's has-beens. I mean, Scrappy, he's you don't want no problems, call him boom. Okay, you got Rasheeda. You know, these are hip hop people. You know, Stevie J has not made an appearance, but you know, all these people, they started off as like staple people because Jock, he had a hit, he had some hits. Spice, she's big in her country and with her genre of music, but it's like they don't get on with the music, they get on with the antics. So I mean, most people don't really want to see the music, if we're being honest.
You're absolutely right.
And I mean, a lot of them have tried their hand at music. Karlie Redd, Fendi, Gucci, Prada. You didn't hear that?
I purposely probably did not listen to that.
Okay. You know, they have all had a hand in something. You know, Mimi with the shower curtain. with the shower rod. You know, we have all had some things, but
Mm-hmm.
hip hop, nah.
Yeah. I just thought about that too. Like, it's only I feel like Miami, like with Peter and all of them, they had more music things going on that we saw. I feel like we saw more of the artists pop out on venues and showcases and making music and stuff on the actual show. And I feel like since this one is already established, like you said, it's had some time. So a lot of them don't need to put the music thing out there, but it's still like
That's
this
what
title.
because once they built off of that, the music thing, and kept Jocelyn was like this I Love Lucy character, like Ricky, I just want to be in the show. I want to be in the show. Hold on, I'm looking at this bill, making sure it wasn't due today. Okay.
The phone bill like Cheyenne's bill was due, or
And what a great segue. Why is Cheyenne on a phone bill with KK?
KK said she took it in like she was her own, child, and Cheyenne didn't do it out of spite. Now it's crazy because the last time we seen Cheyenne and KK, they wasn't really on no bad terms.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how much time has gone on in 1 week? Like, y'all need to patch this up better, because now all of a sudden they done had a whole textual feud, and she on my phone bill, but she ain't pay her bill. And I was thinking at it. I mean, if it's Verizon, sometimes you say pay it on the 4th and it don't come out to the 9th. So I mean, maybe, I'm not getting personal and telling my business, but I'm just saying,
Later,
KK is this upset. I was just like, okay, this is misplaced. Like, whatever y'all gotta do. Whatever.
She said she didn't pay it out of spite. So, like, it could have been some other argument or whatever going on. Now, KK stooped down to that level, boy, and she told Scrap with his fine ass about Shooter and Cheyenne. And I'm just like, we knew this was coming.
We did, but I can't stand when people like, the rain is it's already raining on you, so let me add thunder and lightning. Like, is it really appropriate to add that at this time? I mean, because KK has had some dirty ways, okay? Over the past seasons, she's gotten a lot better, but she had to deal with all the court and the issues and stuff, and got put off the franchise, and then came and went on the live and was dragging Mona. Like, she's had a time. So now that she's back and playing, good mother and, back to her funny ways and stuff, I'm just like, are we gonna go back to this dirty KK where she just like, she had that look in her eye like, you don't want to cross me?
And it confused me too, because in her argument, she said that she wasn't petty.
Well, most people say I'm not, and then they do anyway.
Because I was like, you just said
you wasn't petty, but you're being real petty.
Right now. But this could have also been a case of bad writing, and they needed a way to make them feud, so that way the story about Shooter and Cheyenne could come out at the end of this episode, because like we said, this is a filler episode, and so that way they can start that drama next season.
It always seems like stuff be orchestrated in that way, but that is my complaint. Why can't y'all make these a little bit more feasible?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have came in there, KK could have came in there on a whole, like, you're not going to be doing my son, don't be having his mind all everywhere. I mean, she broke out the blood pressure thing and had a shirt all like, I don't know. I'll never understand these writers, but just know that we see y'all, and it's a lot of plot holes. Okay. So Alexis Sky, she tells, she speaks at Jock's event about human trafficking and how she was a victim of that as well. And she was able to, somebody basically set her free at 16 years old. He's holding this event because in Atlanta, like, it's really, really bad. We know it here in Houston too. Like, it's really bad, this human trafficking thing. And so they were talking and saying that a lot of people think it's just like unmarked cars or white cargo vans that you have to be afraid of, but a lot of times it's bigger than that. It's deeper than that.
It's become Uber. I'm saying Uber. It's become Uber.
You got it? You got it?
Uber got to me just now. It's become Uber drivers now.
Yes.
Where you just get picked up and your destination ain't your destination no more.
No, and that's the thing about it is, if you already like trying to do the safe thing by not drinking and driving, you call an Uber. Now you got to be worried about your safety in an Uber.
Yes, I took an Uber for the first time by myself in December. Terrified. I tell you, terrified. Like, I had 911 ready to call. Like, you know, I don't know if y'all know this, but if you hit your phone on and off button 5 times, the SOS thing come up. So that's a little safety thing that I learned. And sis, I was like, try it.
Yeah,
I'm ready. That's some scary stuff. Just to think that, like, cause I feel like it's scary. Period. Like, people out here taking people.
I know. That's the thing about it. It's like, and then it almost to me be making me want to be my ugliest when I leave the house, because just don't even draw no attention. Because I mean, people are just crazy. So Alexis Sky is sharing about her experience. Akbar V is there. It's very emotional, very traumatic, very triggering. I did think that Love and Hip Hop was good for taking a moment, taking a breath from the foolery to bring awareness to this issue. Nobody was laughing. Nobody was cutting up, you know, and they were able to really shine a light on it and put up like a little message. And so that was good. That was good. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying, we hope Alexis telling the truth. Why would she be lying?
I don't think she was lying. What I do want to know is, what was Akbar like? Not what was she doing there? What was she? Okay, because now I have a list. Now that you said that, it was the fact that when she stood up, the first thing that came out her mouth was, "I was with her through the sex trafficking thing." So, were you being sex trafficked? Is that what you're saying? Were you her friend during the situation? Is that what you're saying? Like, what is that? Then,
trafficking her as well? Did you have a hand in it?
Exactly. I need more details of that. The next thing is, why do you have on see-through clothes at a sex trafficking event? I'm not saying because people are always, it's not what you wear kind of thing, but at the same time, it's appropriacy. Like, that was, to me, was a club fit, not a benefit fit.
Yeah, and I mean, just the fact of we're talking about bodies and body awareness and not having agency over your own body or a choice over where you go and what you can do with your body. So in one breath, I could see her showing up and being like, well, I'm, taking agency over my body so I can wear what I want. But then in another breath, it's like women are there like pretty bruised and traumatized. So I don't know.
Adding a blazer does not make it professional. I want everybody to know that. Adding a blazer does not make it professional. Because you have, especially with the Fashion Nova fits, I feel like when I go on Fashion Nova business wear, I'm like, I can't wear half of this stuff in a business place. But Fashion Nova do be having some cute business stuff. If you've seen me in my Easter fit yesterday, I got it from Fashion Nova. It was a nice business suit. Shout out to them. However, can't have my cleavage out at work. That's not the place to be there.
You're good for a Fashion Nova plug. I'm really shocked you're not partner yet.
They need to get with me. You know what I'm saying? That's what they don't understand. Like, I get them this shirt. If they would have sponsored me, would have had on a whole fit, would have had a Fashion Nova wig if they created it. Stop playing with me.
Please don't give them any ideas.
Fashion Nova wigs, they're gonna come out with the Cardi B session first, girl.
All right, so what do we have to look forward to next week? We have, Rasheeda staying back, dealing with family drama. We got, is Bambi pregnant? Is Sierra pregnant? We got, what else? What else we got going?
I guess we can see about this shooter in Scrap situation.
Have I been calling him Scooter the whole video?
I think you have, even in the last one, but I did not realize that until maybe after we finished, and I was like,
I don't scoot or stoot. I'm not. I feel like he dyed his dreads, and now all of a sudden he's supposed to be like the new sex symbol. I'm good.
I'm attracted to dreadheads, but not Shooter. Like, I don't know what it is.
Well, Shooter's like 45 or 50, I believe.
I mean,
okay. Well, on that note, that has been your Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review for the week. Comment down below on what you thought about this week's episode. Make sure you subscribe to Courageous on YouTube and myself. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Camerae Music TV and at Courageous with a Y and an underscore.
Make sure you spell it right.
Okay. I think that's it. You got anything else?
I can't wait for next Monday. I need to see what's going on this trip.
Yes.
Other than that, y'all be safe. Wash your hands.
Ooh. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
See you later.